Hi everyone, welcome to the Bison video blog along with Jeff Kolpack. I'm Izzo. Our week-long countdown of breakthrough athletes for NDSU in 2016 continues with number 3. We got to the flash guys now, Jeff, the skill player, which he's definitely skilled, he's definitely flashy, he's definitely fast. That's sophomore Dimitri Williams. We saw play, one of the few true freshmen play in 2015 from Rosemount, the same high school as Zach Vrah. He showed flashes of it last season. As long as he can stay healthy, I think this guy could be a difference maker in 2016.
We think, okay,
yeah.
We think, because we haven't really seen it. He had 2 catches for 11 yards last year. Those aren't stats that are
going to blow you away.
You know,
no.
they aren't going to blow you away. So we're making this pick based solely on projection. And you look at him, he's a good-looking athlete. He's wearing number 4. He got that Ryan Smith sort of strut, I think, to him. And they're looking for that
kind of speed, too.
There it is, right there, that jet sweep guy. He showed us there. I mean, there's that burst that we're talking about. And if you can project that burst into some off-season growth, I think you have something.
Now, they're at a spot here at wide receiver where obviously during the spring, there were a couple guys that didn't practice, Darius Shepard's being one, Kayvon Hawkins the other, where we haven't really seen Kayvon hit the field. This is a guy I think can go out there and he can be a difference maker on a 2nd and 3rd down kind of play just like that he did against Western Illinois.
And I think he's got to be a little more versatile. You just can't have the guy that just does the jet sweep. I think Ryan Smith was so effective on the jet sweep because
like
he was such a threat.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't know whether he's going to go in motion, hit the flats, you know, for a pass. I mean, so you got to add more to his repertoire. We're talking about Dimitri Williams. He has to add more to his repertoire, I think, to be a breakout player.
We haven't seen, I don't think, enough of his hands to say he can go over the middle and make a catch like that. And this, Mike, you mentioned, I think you hit right on the head there about this is definitely a projection, what we're talking about for 2016. But he has all the physical tools that you want in a slot kind of guy to be able to burn past a corner or a safety and make a play downfield.
Yeah, I know when they recruited him out of Rosemount, the bill on him was, wow, they got a guy with some FBS athleticism and speed.
Kick returning.
Wasn't quite the big size I think the Big Ten schools are looking for, but a guy like that can fit in this offense.
5'11", 190. He's got a really interesting backstory.
He's not small. I mean, no, but he's not that 6'3" guy I'm talking about.
He's originally from New Orleans, moved to Minnesota after Hurricane Katrina, and I saw him around the locker room, still wearing his Saints gear. He's a diehard Saints fan. And this is a guy, I think he probably models himself after a Reggie Bush kind of player who's able to make plays down the field, obviously, in the NFL and what he did at USC. You look at him for 2016, knowing what the Bison have at wide receiver. Urzendowski and Shepard are probably 1 and 1A in wide receiver.
No doubt.
So what do we expect out of Williams? How can he be a difference maker for NDSU in 2016?
I think he has to have that one breakout game where he gets like 6, 7 receptions, makes a couple of TDs, and I think it's a confidence factor. Shepard did that. He had a couple games last year where
Northern Iowa,
where he was a breakout guy, and it just gives you a little more confidence, I think, to to be that guy and go across the
I also think it had, with Easton Stick's confidence of being able to throw the ball down the field. Now, that happened more as the season got along last year, but I think that's something that goes hand in hand. If Williams is able to get better, it's only because Stick is able to be more confident throwing the ball down the field.
And keep in mind, they've had now a whole off season to work together on timing, and that makes a difference too.
How much would you have preferred he sat out last season? Now, he was a guy, and he got hurt too. He sat out a few games. He had a bum hamstring, and that clearly affected his production because he's a guy who needs his legs.
It doesn't bother me. I think if you thought he could play him, and talking about the coaching staff, you think he can play right away. Maybe would you want to redshirt everybody? That's just not the world the FCS lives in. I think you had to pull the plug.
You say 30 receptions? Is that way over?
No, it's too much.
I'd say
20. If you get 20 out of him, I think it's going to be a good year.
Curious to watch him.
I think he needs that breakout game, though. You know, that just he turned the tide kind of game.
You think he gets on special teams at all? I know if you want to say Bruce Anderson at running back, and I know they got 4 guys back there, and you got Eric Perkins returning punts, maybe you're set. But I think he's dynamic enough that he can be in the return game.
I need to see it. I need to see it first.
I saw it in high school. I don't know if it can translate to college, but I'd like to see it possibly at the next level. That's Dimitri Williams, number 3 on our breakthrough countdown for 2016.